All right, we're gonna go through a body weight core sequence. So we're gonna start with a frog bridge. So on your back, soles of your feet together, and knees are gonna be splayed out a little bit. We're gonna go ahead and cradle your head, pull your chin to your chest. So when we do that, we're decreasing the information or the messages going down the spine to encourage lumbar extension. So if I stay here, I'm gonna work more on hip extension and calm down my desire to drive it through the low back. So we're gonna tuck it in. We're gonna go 10 to 15 reps. 1, press your heels together or your feet together as you come up. 3, you're gonna feel a much stronger glute contraction. And remember, we don't have resistance, it's not a hip thrust. So we need to make sure that you have a, what they call maximum voluntary contraction. So come up, squeeze, press the feet, back down. Don't just check the boxes, make sure you're squeezing everything out of this possible. 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. All right, part 2, we're gonna do mountain climbers. So push-up position. Main thing is manage your low back, or what we call the lumbopelvic region. So I don't want to go into extension and I don't want to go into flexion. I want to make sure I'm moving through the hip joint. So we're going to go 10, it could be 10 to 20 times. You're tracking your knee towards the same side armpit. I'm only going as far as I can without my low back moving. So the whole key behind this is not cardio. We're trying to stay stable through the trunk while producing movement through the hips. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And you can carry those all the way up to 20 if you want. So now we're gonna go belly down. Draw the belly button up off of the floor. Pinch your shoulder blades together. And we're gonna go 10 times. Sink your shoulders as the arms go up. 2, 3, you can put a couple of cans of soup, water bottles, whatever you want in your hands. 5, just make sure you're driving the shoulders down as your arms go up. 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, side plank. What we're gonna do is use the modified position. So knee and elbow. We're gonna hinge up and do a clamshell at the same time and then hinge our way back down. So make sure you are hinging up and forward, hinging back and down each rep. So we're gonna come up, clamshell, and then hinge back. So just pretend like your feet are tied together. 2, 10 times. What you'll start to feel is this down leg hip doing some work. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 more. 8, 9, and 10. Good, other side. So I'm behind, I'm gonna come up. 1, 2, hinge back and down, hinge up and forward, pry the top knee up, squeeze your glutes. 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more. 9, and 10. All right, now standing position. So we're gonna go through that sagittal plane, frontal plane, hip hinge. So I tend to go sagittal plane first, level hips, weight more on your heel, but all 3 points on your foot in contact. Come back up, don't let that foot touch. I'm gonna pivot on my weight bearing hip. Everything else goes along for the ride. And then a little bowler, I'm gonna kick the hip out. It's not a big movement. So now that's our frontal plane hip hinge. We're gonna go 3 more times around. So forward or sagittal, frontal plane going one way and frontal plane going the other way. 2 more trips on this leg. Forward hinge, sideways kicking the leg out, sideways swinging the leg behind. Notice how my trunk stays completely neutral the whole time. There's technically one joint in motion. In this case, it's my right hip. Good, and remember, the goal is stay on one foot the whole time. If you have to toe tap, fine, get back on the foot. We want your hip to manage this the whole time. So square hips, no rotating. So we're gonna go forward hinge, come up, sideways, kicking the leg out, and then across for the bowler. 3, going to 12. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. One more time around. Forward hip hinge, come up, sideways kicking the leg out, don't lose that big toe mound, and come across for your bowler. All right, so you can loop that video back through for 2 more rounds, or simply turn it off and go through 2 more rounds of that combo.